Meat prices are on the rise. If you don't have a canner or you don't know how to can, go ahead to the stores and grab you some beef in these cans. This was at a discount store for $2.50, and you can get 2 meals out of this 24 ounce.
It's a 3-day event where preppers, homesteaders, and survivalists can come together to learn and share information.
I'm just urging everybody to think about their future. Just have a plan in place. Be thinking about little things that you can do. Oh, something else I wanted to talk about. All of the stuff coming off the container ships. You know, it's expired. They're Buy American made. Just have a plan in place. Be mindful of the things that you're buying off the shelves that's coming, you know, as the stores are being stocked full, because some of that stuff may not be good. Watch for the recalls. And let's be praying for all these mamas with these babies that can't find formula. The hamburger meat for a roll was $30-something. So it used to be $20. And I know you guys are probably feeling the high prices too. And all the formula shortages and things like that. So things are getting really serious.
There is major chicken shortages and price rising on meat happening all across the country, so if you haven't already added that to your prepper pantry, go ahead and get that done. Check out my YouTube channel and be sure to subscribe at Prepping the Truth Homestead. I'll see you there.
How much water have you stocked up? Do you have some beans set aside that if there's no food nowhere, is there some sterno heat around that you can make heat? You ain't even thinking like that. I know. You think you'll always have a Wendy's to go to. You think there'll always be a Big Mac somewhere. No, brother and sister, all of that's going down the tube in a few days. These are days of tribulation coming up. And we're going to have to gird up our loins to get through it. And we're going to have to be family to survive. That's right. We got to be able to say, come in here, bring your children. And we all work together to save ourselves and one another. You think individually you die like that.
Icon News by your hood specialist, Young Conradon.
Get the book.
Meat prices is going sky high. If you got the money, stock up on chicken. Chicken used to be cheap, but not no more. Prices is going up every time I look at the chicken now. Follow me here.
A lot of people that would have said, oh, there won't be anything. It's the same mentality that would say nothing would happen bad in 2020. What could possibly go wrong in 2020? The economy's up. Everything's great. There's no problem going on, right? And I'm telling you right now, this is just like before that. There's another wave coming. But this wave is not scary. It doesn't have to be scary. Jesus told us this stuff was coming. This isn't the end. This isn't the end. But we are going to go through a wave. If you knew that the Great Depression was starting like in a week from now, if you knew the Great Depression was coming in 6 months from now, the one they had in the 30s, what would you have done? Well, you'd have prepared. I don't have a date or a time and all this, but I sense it in my spirit that I think we have anywhere from, months to years, maybe up to 3 years even. And this is me just stretching out there, I could be wrong, but I really think it's months to years, maybe 3 years before there's a really hard turn of events. And I think God's giving grace. I think there was a warm up in 2020 and he's saying to the people of God, get ready. Prepare your heart, prepare your family, prepare these things. But if you do it in fear, you're acting like the unbelievers. We're not, when people even die, the Bible even tells us, don't grieve as those that have no hope. We prepare in hope of a bright future. We get ready in hope of where we're going. I just feel so strongly that those that shrink back in fear, and if they prepare for themselves out of fear, that's not the way to do this. That is not what I'm preaching. But I am telling you, you have the Holy Spirit in you. And you got the greater one on the inside of you. So yes, are difficult things coming? Absolutely. Is it going to be the biggest turnaround you've ever seen? No. 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 Because even Matthew 24 says, birth pangs will come one after another. Now we'll have ups and downs. We'll have wins and losses, meaning on a large scale. And you need to prepare your heart, because every day, even if the world collapses, you're winning. You're winning. And I'll tell you, if you're getting fear out of this, you're not listening. Because you're listening through your flesh and carnality. You know, if you look backwards the last 2 years, there's pretty scary stuff going on out there. Nobody ever thought we'd see that in our lifetime the way we were seeing it. And I'll tell you, there's more to come. Buckle up. Buckle your seatbelts, because we got more to do. I'll tell you what, you were born for this time. You were born for this time.
Could it be that a big belly of yours may one day save your life? Let's find out. How long would we be able to survive in our new, foodless, post-apocalyptic world? Surprisingly, that answer is tied to body fat. While you may have heard the general rule that human beings can survive 3 days without food, this doesn't hold true for everyone. In fact, a person can survive for an additional 110 days for every 50 pounds of body fat they have, depending on how much they exert themselves, how well hydrated they are, and if they're able to get other non-caloric nutrients and vitamins. To understand how this is possible, you first need to know what fat is. At its core, fat is just stored energy. Human beings eat food to power their existence, burning calories to move and function. Fortunately for us, we are able to store excess energy as fat cells to prepare for situations in which we aren't able to access food. While some of us may think of fat as undesirable, as a survival mechanism, it's actually quite handy. 1 pound of fat is comprised of around 3,500 calories. Since the average person burns 1,500 to 2,000 calories per day just by sitting around, each pound of fat on your body should buy you roughly another 2 days of survival in starvation mode. Speaking of starvation mode, the starvation process starts just 12 hours after your last meal. You might experience some mild cramps and the feeling of an empty stomach, none of which should be that foreign to you at all. After all, most of us have gone around 12 hours without food before. Things escalate a little after 24 hours. Your cramps get worse, you're burping, feeling nauseous, obsessing a little bit about food, but nothing you can't handle, right? Your blood sugar's a little low and you're getting cranky because of it, but overall you're still functioning okay, aside from a slight mental fog. It's at 48 hours that things start ratcheting up. You're tired, pissed off, can't focus, and your body starts to shake and feel unstable. It's at this point that a key transition occurs. You see, throughout this process, your body is using different sources of fuel for energy. Initially, it uses the food you eat, but then as the starvation process begins, it starts to burn a form of energy known as glycogen that is stored in your muscles and liver, which can help keep you going a little bit longer. At the 48-hour mark, however, your body switches to burning fat.
2020 was crazy. 2020 Part 2 was worse. Are you ready for Part 3 in 2022? I can help you and your family prepare for 2022 and beyond. Like and follow for more info.
Are we living in the fucking Twilight Zone? We're not even halfway through this year, and it's a fucking shit show. Stuff I've never experienced in my life. I've been all over the fucking world multiple times. I couldn't recap, if I had to, what has happened in the last 5 months. Yeah, 5 months, people, of this year. It's a great time to be prepared. Seriously. From war to inflation to shortages to shootings. And I still get the question, what are you prepared for? Everything's normal. This is all normal. Wake up, people. Hashtag SWPG to learn how to stay out of the shit show. How to be prepared. Head on a swivel. Because this shit is not normal. By any means. And I'm not here to scare you. I'm not trying to freak you out. We hope for the best and we prepare for the worst. I suggest you get prepared. Get your life in order. Head on a swivel. I got your 6.
Get your tickets for Prepstock 2022 at www.prepstock.info. Also available, link in our bio.